Audio Jungle.
Good viewers, I guess you know what the program is. Bystanders at newsstands on Flip TV. Of course, you know my name, Michael Adekunle, and I will be taking you on today's newspaper review. What do we have here? The Daily Independent newspaper and also the Nigerian Tribune. These are the papers we have at the newsstand today. Let's go. Osinbajo fails to convince Ndume to quit for Lawan. That's what is written on the front page of Daily Independent newspaper. Osinbajo fails to convince Ndume to quit for Lawan. And also at the bottom part, Ndume denies alliance with PDP. Ndume denies alliance with PDP. On Kogi State, second time, Kogi governor relocates to Abuja. Kogi governor relocates to Abuja. Fire guts Imo Airport. Landslide rocks Bayelsa community. Fire guts Imo State Airport. Landslide rocks Bayelsa community. On xenophobia. Xenophobia, 2 Nigerians stabbed to death in South Africa. 2 Nigerians stabbed to death in South Africa. And also here we have a sad story. 12 killed in Rivers cult clash, 8 in Ebonyi communal crisis. 12 killed in Rivers cult clash, 8 in Ebonyi communal crisis. Police officer, 6 others killed in Ondo robbery attack. Sad ones. Police officer, 6 others killed in Ondo robbery attack. We have different sad stories on the front pages of different dailies here. On Nigerian Tribune, still on the night assembly, Ndume meets Osinbajo, vows not to step down. Ndume meets Osinbajo, vows not to step down, with a very good rider here. Imposition of presiding officers won't work, says Dogara. Why I will contest Deputy Senate President seat, says Kalu. Why I will contest Deputy Senate President seat, says Kalu. And here on Rivers election, Supreme Court strikes out Magnus Abbey's case. Kebbi spends 280 million monthly on school feeding. PDP queries federal government over 24.3 trillion debt profile. These are the stories we have on the Nigeria Tribune and also Daily Independent newspaper. Let's join our reviewers. They are eager to speak. Michael Adekunle taking you on today's Bystanders at newsstands. I'll be right back. Osinbajo fails to convince Ndume to quit for Lawan. That's what we have on Daily Independent and also Nigerian Tribune. Ndume meets Osinbajo, vows not to step down. The meeting was held in Aso Rock yesterday, but at the end of the day, Ndume is still insisting. You know, what is your own perception? What do you think Ndume has in mind against APC?
Well, every politician always have interest in one thing or the other. As far as issue of National Assembly leadership is concerned, I am expecting APC not to make the same mistake like that of 2015. So whereby the opposition indirectly became the Senate President and the Speaker of House of Assembly against the wish of the party. So, and as far as National Assembly leadership is concerned, I think it's a prerogative of the members to elect their leaders within the house among themselves. So it's not the affair of any party or any godfather. So because the constitution make it clear that it is the National Assembly member that will elect their leaders within themselves. So, but the APC are overeating the polity in the sense that to single-handedly pick someone that whether anybody likes it or not, this is the person that's going to be Senate president or speaker or whatever is unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional. They are going against the constitution. So PDP has no any rights. PDP has no any rights or APC to say this is the person that must be leader of the house. So it's against the constitution. Everybody is free. Once you meet up the requirements to contest for the position, everybody are free to contest for one position or the other. So, but APC insisted that Ndume must be the Senate president, Gbajabiamila must be speaker, is uncalled for, and definitely they are going to fail. So, if the permutation of what happened in 2015 should replay, they are going to fail again. And one thing they need to just do is to, if they should agree on zoning, let them zone the position to anywhere they like.
And that's what Ndume said, that they should have zoned.
After the zoning, anybody from that region can come out and contest. Anybody from that region, once you are qualified, anybody can come out and contest. The position zoned to that place. To that region. Anybody from that region, irrespective of your party. Are you getting it? That is how they should do it. But if they miss it, what happened in 2015 will still happen. Because the PDP are saying they are only backing anybody that is not being presented by the party. And also Mole is even making the case worsen by his outburst that his winner takes on, and it's not heady in democratic setting. So as far as I know, on the day of the inauguration, no party leader will be there, president will not be there, Oshiomhole said will not be there. These people among themselves will choose their leader, and I think it's going to be secret ballot. You will know who I voted for. You will not know who I voted for, or who I vote for. So, Ndume insisting that he's not stepping down. It's his political right. So, which anybody can distrategize him. You can't stop him. He's also qualified, and he's from the northeast as well. So, Ndume is highly qualified. He should go ahead to contest. He should go ahead to contest. So if his people want him, the senators, if they want him, he will be elected. If they don't want him, he will be rejected. Simple as that. But you can't forcefully stop somebody not to contest. In as much as yes, it is his right. So I don't see anything. I don't see anything wrong in that.
But in this case, it seems the supremacy of the party matters a lot, and Ndume is not in any way following the order of the party.
When you are talking about supremacy of party, there are things that you have to consider as well. So no matter how supreme the party may be, are you getting it? You still have to consider some factors. If they do their assignment very well, so and they are able to reach consensus, that one is another thing. But in a situation whereby people are not carried along, one singular person is just dictating that this is what will be, and the other, you like it or not, that is what will be. It can never happen. In democratic setting, it can never happen. So this is not a one-man show. So I think the party serious. So it's a thing that they have to carry everybody along, whether they reach consensus or they zone it to a particular zone, and let everybody from that zone who is willing to contest come out and contest.
All right, thank you so much for your own contribution on this program, still on Bystanders at Newsstands with Michael Adekunle. I'll be right back.
This is a democratic system setting. You have to give cognizance. We have to respect individual contribution, not party per se. If there is wisdom, sense in your nonsense, people have to regard it. In any saying, there is sense in its nonsense, and there is nonsense in sense. Udume could be said to be stakeholder in APC. And what belongs to everybody belongs to nobody. He had a point. Zoning will make it democratic. This is a situation hereby it's not all about party. There's this misconception. Anytime a person is voted in, it goes beyond a party. You become a servant. But parties, permit me to say parties, we'll be looking at the person as this is our product. For instance, with due respect, Buhari cannot say I belong to APC again because you have been voted in. You are meant to represent the interests of over 170 million population of Nigeria. Before you are elected, you can say, I belong to this party. I belong to this party. Now let's look at this from this angle. PDP also can vote APC in. It is not only APC that has the moral justification of voting APC in. Other parties can, just like what happened in Rivers State. If they 11th hour, if they find it uncomfortable, they can decamp. They can vote anybody of their choice in. Nume is right. They want to cajole, they want to buy, and which is unconstitutional. Osinbajo fails to convince. You can only convince during election. You can convince people, not when the person has stood his ground that do it this way, do it this way. So that is my saying there.
Well, looking at it, Buhari has not spoken on this issue, and for the vice president of the country to have called a person like Ndume,
Sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
Under fundamental human rights, everybody is equal before the eyes of the law. Nobody is above the law. He was voted there by people. Even Ndume too is representing the interests of Nigerians. This is not the time where we can say veto power. You don't have veto power on this. You can only say veto power on other things. This is what I believe, my philosophy, my idea. We should respect it, we consider it, we table it to see whether it is edible to Nigerians. Not that I have to convince, I have to. They should not lose sight of what happened last time during the period of Sharaki. It's repeating itself now. You need to put the card on the table. consider this side. You don't need to impose. You don't need to cajole. You don't need to convince anybody. You consider. At times, minority idea or school of thought can suppress majority. Like I told you, in any senses, there's atom of nonsense, and in any nonsense, there's an atom of sense. So that is it. Being the first man, I mean, in Nigeria, or the president, does not give you the audacity, the right to toil with other people's this thing unconstitutionally. Allow me to use that. So, with due respect, Buhari was voted there. So, he doesn't have moral justification of using the veto power on others that I'm the first this thing in Nigeria, both APC or all the parties. So, you must dance to my tune. No.
Well done. Thank you so much for your own contribution. And still on Bystanders at Newstowns with Michael Adekunle. Let's join another reviewers for more reviews. I'll be right back.
The issue is that it's not the future of APC or the future of a personal individual or an individual. It's the future of Nigeria. So one thing is that there is no law that said that it must be APC that will become the Senate president. So if at all, on my own opinion, if at all there is someone out there and the person is capable, because it's not only someone from APC that can lead the Senate that will have the mind of Nigerians at heart. So even if it is someone in another political party, but if the person is capable, has the potential, has quality, good leadership to be able to unite the Nigerians and take Nigeria to where they are supposed to be. That is all we need. So we don't need individual interests. We don't need a political interest. What we need is the interest of Nigerians.
Now, among these three candidates, Goje, Ndume, Lawan, who do you think is qualified?
One thing about me on my own, considering Nigerian politics, I don't like godfatherism, because that is what is destroying Nigeria. When you have someone, if you put someone there, you do the will, the person will detect to you. So whatsoever, even if it is going wrong or right, since it's the will of your godfather, you operate on it. So me, I don't want anything that has to do with godfatherism. I want National Assembly to choose who they want and not based on the appointed candidate or anointed candidate.
Is godfatherism taking place in this?
According to what you say, that APC has anointed Lawan. You understand? Definitely someone is bringing him forth. Definitely he is.
The leadership of APC.
The leadership of APC.
Like the president, the vice president, they endorsed him.
Wait, but you know that National Assembly has their own they should be given their own privilege to select among themselves and not the president getting himself involved. So I think him getting himself involved is in the wrong for the first.
Thank you so much. Very knowledgeable and intelligent word from you.
Yeah, all right, sir.
I do may have constitutional rights. This constitution says the House should appoint within themselves. The problem with APC, you should be able to build a house before you can tell your wife, say, children, come, let us discuss. You can't just come. Oshimole was a union leader. I was also a union leader when he was a union leader. The way you rule workers is different from politicians. Udime has been in politics way before Simone. But yeah, you can't just come and say APC will take the whole. Among the APC senators, there are friends of the PDP. There are from among them. Why are they begging that man now? Because if that man can get 20 senators to join PDP, 40 senators, it's already won. They have already made a mistake. What they would have do, those people from that zone, you call them, you don't need need what do I call it, a PhD to do that. Maybe 5 of you or 10 of you are from that zone. Come. This is what party have in mind. I don't know what is your view. What is your suggestion? You say no. If it's like that, throw it open for us. Or throw it open for these 2 people from this zone. Whoever that win, we will support it. You can't just come and take a decision when you are dealing with people with a green hair. That will give them problem in this election. Look at Imo now. Okorocha has problem with them. Amos has problem with them. So they should be able to build a house. Learn from others. Not that you are fighting and people have stolen money, people have done this. Lay the foundation. You see what the World Bank is saying there. Nigeria economic is sharing. And they are telling us it's building. We are now 24 point something trillion debt. When are we going to come out of it? So they should be able to have a good house. But all I know is that if we have a clear judiciary system that we work in that tribunal, we see the results.
It seems there is a gang up between Goje and Ndume to subdue the Ninth National Assembly led by...
Not a gang up. Goje has the constitutional right to contest. Ndume has constitutional right. Likewise, other PDP members. It's how you lobby your members. Where you can say you have majority, that maybe when, let's say they have about 90%, or let's say yes, 90% or 80%, which means only about 20 is left out. Then you can still boast of that. Say, yeah, we can stand on that. Out of that 90, at least we should be able to waggle 40 or 60 for the man to overcome. But it's not like that. Because PDP is watching. You will be surprised if Kodemadu will become the deputy president of the Senate. You will be surprised. Go and write it down.
Kalu is also there.
Huh?
Kalu,
he doesn't have support in the East. Kodemadu has support. Kodemadu have friends in the National Assembly. They have been there for years. They know how to do it.
He has that capacity.
Yes, they know how to do it. Kalu is just going there. Kodemadu have been there now as a deputy president Senate 3 times. So, but we even consider him, say, no, this man has experience.
And he has a lot of members.
I have a lot of members, friends there. Look at the time when the issue of Saraki come. I told them here, they say, Saraki, they go impeach him. I say, it's not possible. Saraki, he has been a politician. When we are still in secondary school, with his father, he's learning. People say not that, but when the thing throw up, all the cases, everything, no one walk through. Because they know how to play the game. If they know that the party has already accepted Lawal, why begging Ndume? You don't need to go and beg him. Yes, we are told our party members. They don't know who is who. So that day you'll be very surprised.
They know what is capable of doing.
That Ndume. What I'm telling you now, PDP has a block vote. That block vote is not tampered with. About 40 or 41 or 42 or 43. If it's, they have that block vote, then Ndume has a few members from APC to join him. And they are already divided. And the whole PDP join us. That was Saraki through that time now. People have been warning them that they should be very careful. This time around, if they miss it now, where they miss it, what they would do, you don't throw things like that in the market. You call the people in the zone. That was the mistake they made then. They called the people in the zone, say, come, all of you are equal. Whom do you want? Then they will come and say, is this man one? We'll say no. But as a party, we consider this man. Then you discuss that one inside house. Nobody will even hear outside. But by the time you come out and throw it outside, and no, this man said, Ndume said he had met Buhari before the election. And all of them qualified. And he have told him his intention. And he told him no problem. Now he come now and say no.
Thank you so much. Very good one from you, sir.
The selfish interests our leaders are noted for. So you get it. The fact that I'm in a particular political party does not mean I have the interest of the party. as art. So I have my own personal interest at art, to which I must, do it or make sure something materializes and executes, so to be. So that's just the position. Our leaders have not been sincere to us. I mean, to the electorate and to the generality of Nigerians. That's why you see a number 2 man in Nigeria cannot talk to a senator within his party. So it goes to show you the kind of political hegemony we are practicing in Nigeria. That's what the position we find ourselves now.
Does it mean Ndume is going there for his own self-interest?
He has his own selfish interest. There is no permanent interest in politics. But there is no permanent enemy in the politics. But the permanent interest, your own selfish aggrandizement, that's what we are practicing in Nigeria. So by the time you go to the tested democracy, say in US, Britain, New Zealand, Canada and the rest, they don't have this kind of political tendency. That is, they don't have the kind of political hegemony our Nigerian leaders are practicing. So that's why we have a kind of stable politics in the advanced world. So that is also that they have a kind of tested democracy they are practicing. Not that from one particular party you jump to another party. That you don't have their own orientation, you don't have their own political will. That is why you see our leaders jumping from one political party to another party, because they don't have the kind of the logo and the features, the character of a particular party they are jumping to, or from where they are coming to another party. They don't have it. They don't have that kind of features, the characters. What they have is just their own selfish aggrandizement, selfish interest.
Now, do you perceive trouble in the Night National Assembly?
There is no trouble. They know themselves. Those ones that are, clamoring for Ndume to become Senate president know themselves, and the other political opponents within the party knows themselves. So there is not going to be any kind of problem or trouble, because the overall man there, the president, will call them to order. Okay. So that's it. There's no problem.
Okay. Thank you so much for your own contribution. Yeah. All right. And this is where we'll wrap it up on today's edition of Bystanders at Newsstands with Michael Adekunle on Flip TV. Do join us next time as we bring you other fresh topics from the newsstands. Behind the camera is Latif Adibwale, and also my editor making the job keep progressing, Bamishe Alao. Till I join you next time, have a good day. Bye.